I'm immigration lawyer Mark Northam.
And I'm registered migration agent Monica Gruszka.
And on this week's Migration Show, we'll talk about the Northern Territory DAMA 2. It's a brand new agreement between the Northern Territory and the government where many occupations that may not normally qualify for a 482 just might under the agreement.
So stay tuned.
Welcome to the Migration Show with Mark Northam and Monica Gruszka, the show for Australian migration agents and immigration lawyers where we talk about the latest Australian immigration law, policy and much more, including your questions. Information discussed on the Migration Show is not intended as legal advice or immigration assistance and is current as of the date of the show's production. However, as migration law frequently changes, you should always refer to updated information. And now, from Sydney, the hosts of the Migration Show, immigration lawyer Mark Northam and registered migration agent Monica Gruszka.
And welcome to show number 2 in video of the Migration Show. I'm immigration lawyer Mark Northam, and with me is...
registered migration agent Monica Gruszka.
And welcome back. This is show number 2 in video.
Number 2, dos.
Numero dos.
Numero
dos.
Yes, we're back.
There we go. Well, we wanted to bring you some new news and information. Thank you for all the lovely comments on show number 1 on video.
Yes, we were told to make it a little bit longer.
Well, there we go.
What are we doing?
So we're going to do a little more. We're going to get a little more detail. We don't have to do the intro this time because
everyone knows what
now.
we're doing now.
Well, they know, for better or worse, always goes.
That's it.
Well, again, we're here to bring you some discussion about topics of interest to immigration lawyers and registered migration agents. Yes. That's sort of the market for the show.
It is.
We do get a little bit technical, but not too. And we try and perhaps shine a little bit of a light on some of the lighter elements of our work. And look, it's a tough job. The law's always changing. Policy is always changing. The department these
always
days
changing.
Yeah, always change. Thank you.
Always.
It's like Santa. Sometimes they're naughty and sometimes they're nice.
Yeah.
Lately they've been nice.
They've
Remember
been good.
we
Yeah,
talked
we
about
did in the last video. I've noticed a lot more approvals and quicker assessing times too.
Thank you, department.
Yes, so
that's
give
fantastic.
credit where credit's due because we need them. We're very dependent naturally on the Department of Home Affairs.
Of course we are. Well, we were talking about what to show this week, and we thought the topic everyone's talking about is...
the DAMA.
The DAMA. That's the, not the
Dalai Dama.
Dalai Dama. No, wait a minute. You're in trouble with somebody for that. The DAMA, D-A-M-A. It's the...
number
2. Numero dos. For the Northern Territory.
Yes.
Now,
NT.
That's right. Very good. Now, the Northern Territory is far from here.
And it's very...
Have you been there?
No.
I haven't been there either.
I want to go. I do want to go.
I went up to Cairns, but that's not quite there, right?
No. Yeah. But you know what? Now it's cyclone season too. Cyclone season in the Northern Territory now. So...
you know, if it's not the killer snakes or the killer spiders, now we get the cyclones.
What is that thing you did mention today?
I told you about that.
Killer little...
Those little tiny jellyfish as big as your fingernail, irukandji.
Everyone, look up the irukandji.
Nasty
is it a jellyfish?
Stuff. Because I think it's technically a jellyfish,
is it?
But it's like this big, and it can kill you or make your life awfully miserable.
And apparently they're migrating to which state?
Well, I think they start up north, but somebody said because of the climate change and the weather and all that changing, coming more south, they're headed for Queensland.
Everybody watch out.
They're not happy. You know,
used to be the toads, not the toads anymore.
You know, they're like this big, and they can make your life hell.
I bet you they would.
You know, I couldn't believe something that small.
Yes.
Could do it anyway. All right.
It's great. No, it's yeah. Everyone, look up the Ikajanji.
Irukandji.
The Irukandji.
That's it.
Jumanji.
Close.
Goodness.
All right, Dama 2.
It's been a big week. So
I've got to put the reading glasses on.
Put the reading glasses.
All right.
We need to put the reading glasses. Now, we have a few props this time, but it's always going to help us.
So we're not going to tell you everything because you can read the law. We're going to sort of highlight a few interesting parts. How about that?
Yes.
The DAMA it accesses the labor agreement stream of the 482 visa.
Yes.
And allows businesses, qualifying businesses in the Northern Territory to sponsor people with special good rules.
Oh, I like these special good rules because what would it be without special good rules?
Well, it would just be a 482 then. What's the big deal?
Yeah.
Well, but it's the NT.
It is
far
the NT.
away.
It's an okay.
The DAMA.
That's it. Drum roll, please.
Well, we don't have the drum.
No.
We don't have the sound effects. Sorry, it's video. Well, I suppose if you had to go all the way up to the Northern Territory to do the DAMA, you had to make a long trip. I suppose you could call it the Voyage of the DAMA.
Very good.
All right. There is a pathway to PR.
Yes.
Under the labor agreement stream of the 186 visa.
Well, that was the big question.
At the option of the employer, just like with any other 186.
Wow. And this is interesting because when we have a look at the occupations list, because that would not happen here in New South Wales.
Not on some of these
Not
things.
here.
No,
this is interesting. It's really opening up. And especially I noticed with the disability and aged care, it's becoming quite significant in regional parts of Australia. So that was something we're going to talk about as well.
Is that an age-related comment?
No.
Yeah, it is. All right. The initial application to the DAMA is for 1 year. So that's not a 1 year visa. It's the business goes and said, okay, for the first year of sponsorships, I want 2 of these and 3 of these and 4 of those. It's like you're making your order at Macca's. So
all right.
You
just
do
thought
that.
of the Happy Meal.
How about the Happy
family
Worker?
meal. Let's get the family meal.
Family visa? 482 with cheese?
Remove the pickles.
No pickles, no mustard.
Nope.
That's what it sounds. But the employer, if you're going to make a Happy Meal, you're going to need to be an employer actively operating in the NT. So no startups.
No startups.
No startup. It has to be financially viable and operating for at least 12 months.
12 months. So that's very similar to
you're not going to go up there and start your own fish and chips and play the game here. Ain't going to happen. No history of not meeting its obligations to employees.
Okay.
Unless you can explain it.
Okay.
I don't need to say anything more
What about this? Seeking overseas worker to fill full-time positions with the qualifying occupation.
That's right. Full-time, please.
Yes. And?
As usual with the 482, they can demonstrate that they cannot fill a position locally.
Within Northern Territory or Australia?
Within the Northern Territory, in the region.
Yes.
With an Australian citizen or PR. Now, there's one thing that a lot of people have overlooked here, and that is that there is labor market testing per the department, but additionally, the NT has its own version of labor market testing, which is alluded to in their materials. That's done over the 6-month period prior to application.
No.
So
it's very similar to the RCB requirements. You've got your state, you've got your RCB, your territory, blah, blah, blah.
Exactly.
You've got to be very organized.
So look at the NT requirements like you would separately RCB.
Yes.
Perfect comparison. And, of course, the visa requirements from the department. Then sometimes they overlap and sometimes they don't agree.
Yes. And that's why you need migration agents.
Well, there we go. Exactly. So there is some LMT. We talked about that. Salary. But the best part of this, perhaps, is the occupation list. So you can go to the Northern Territory website list, which many providers seem to have just cut and pasted and called their own.
And, well, it's good because it's different.
Well,
is that the right word? Different.
That's the CPD. That's the CNP. Cut and paste. CPD.
Very good. Well, from the top, what do you think, Mark?
Well, obviously, accountants on there.
Yes.
If they can't get a job anywhere else, up they go.
Up to NT.
Up you go. There are some things that are not on the. They actually made up positions that aren't even in ANSCO. It's a custom job.
Now, why would that be?
Well,
apparently it's the demand.
Well, speaking of demand in the NT, here's bar attendant supervisor.
Oh, wow.
Now, we've always anecdotally heard that there's a fair amount of bars up there.
Yes.
It's awfully hot.
It is.
So, bar attendant supervisor is that's ANSCO level 4. Barista or barista?
No, barista.
Barista.
Not yet.
All right. Beauty therapist.
That's good.
I could always use one of them.
Yeah, because
What else do we have that's interesting here?
Well.
Oh, I like this one. Cook specialist ethnic cuisine.
No, because I think I know why.
Why?
Because there's a lot of miners up in the north, or a lot of mines in the Northern Territory. And
well, miners usually go with the mines.
Yeah, the mines. That's it. What I'm trying, it's very multicultural up in Darwin or Northern Territory. Very multicultural.
Really?
Yes, because
we're people from all over.
We do, especially from up Asian countries. If you ever gone, I haven't been, but I remember seeing this amazing documentary on SBS about incredible foods that are available. But
In the mines?
Not in the mines, but coming back, I know I'm looping. However, with regards to the people that do work in the mines, a lot of them are from overseas. And from what I heard from a little bird, they like a lot of people who do work in the mines are Chinese or are from different
Chinese
countries.
food. Okay.
So, you know, that's why they have that on the list.
Okay.
I think you've straight from the horse's mouth.
You cracked that one.
Yes.
Here's one I wonder why is in such demand. Crowd controller. What was that?
I don't know why. Crowd
controller.
What sort of events are up in the Northern Territory?
They got sports up there, don't they? They have any teams? I was born without the sports team.
Definitely. Yes.
They have teams up there?
No, I don't think so.
Darwin Devils? Dragons?
No.
I don't know. All right. Deckhand.
Deckhand.
Well, I guess.
Oh, well, you're not far from...
You got some water up there.
Yeah, that's right.
Now, there are a lot of medical-related things that are not doctors, which are really
That's good.
Family daycare worker.
Family daycare worker.
That's a good one, otherwise known as a babysitter.
Yeah, gaming worker.
Hey.
Gaming.
Is that legal up there?
As in, gaming as in what? As in what type of
Well,
gaming?
I would think pokies, right? And
That's what I
slot
thought.
machines and all
Okay.
the rest of it.
All right.
All right, gaming worker.
Yes.
Hey, there you go.
The tab.
You deal.
Hold on, I'm seeing a trend here.
Are you? You deal a deck of cards, you get your visa.
No. Look, we got gaming workers. So it looks like hotel or motel receptionist.
Receptionist.
We got the.
You wrote, and the manager's normally on this, but receptionist.
Yes. Wow. Okay. Out of school hours care worker.
That's the babysitter after school.
What about personal care assistant? Personal care assistant.
That's great. I mean, especially for shut-ins, people like that, people that need home help.
Yes.
Like that.
Well, we are an aging population. That's why I thought it was really interesting to see a lot of occupations put on here that were from, community workers.
Yep.
All that.
Well, here we have the perennial favorite, programmer project administrator.
Oh,
Programmer project administrator. That's those people have a target on their back everywhere except for the NT.
What? Very.
Up there, they want them.
That's amazing.
That's like the most.
This is good.
All right.
This is good.
Residential care worker.
Yep.
Now, for all of you who've had the pleasure of having a refused nomination for retail, since the whole business of retail manager, retail supervisor, and all that, the NT wants them both.
Oh, that's good.
What's that?
Okay.
Therapy aid.
Therapy aid.
What's that?
I don't know. I don't know.
Tour guide. Hey.
Tour guide, truck driver, general.
All right.
Interesting. The ship's master. A ship's master.
Ship's master.
A ship's master.
They got enough water up there to?
Yes. Okay.
Waiter supervisor. How about that?
A waiter supervisor.
Yeah, I'm going to show you some on that in a minute.
Okay.
All right.
Interesting.
So those are sort of our highlights from the list.
Yes. Interesting.
Now, it's interesting to look at some of the positions. They have come up with positions descriptions for these codes that are not on the list. But it's interesting. Here's the one for waiter supervisor. It's quite long.
What a great position description.
I mean, this goes way beyond. This makes Ansco look like a cakewalk. This is seriously good. This is great. Somebody did this. They're serious up there in the NT.
They are. They are.
So, I like this one, using the FPOS machine.
Yes.
That's a good one.
Sorry, is that actually put down as a main duty?
Do you see that right there? Main duty.
It is too, using the FPOS machine.
Picking up glasses, taking drink orders.
Or other incidental and peripheral duties as requested by the employer.
There's the wild card.
Wow.
There's the catch-all. So, I like this. This is my favorite. Make hotel customers feel welcome. That'd be good. Hello. But then, contrast that with the next one. Cook.
Specialist ethnic cuisine.
It's a little short on detail.
What? Oh, that's hilarious.
So, seasoning food during cooking, half a page.
Compared to
2 pages.
Right, okay.
So, portioning food, placing it on plates. Storing food in temperature-controlled facilities.
Right.
May plan menus. All right.
Okay. Well, there we go. That's pretty standard. Moving along. Okay. So, what about the concessions? There are concessions available for the DAMA number 2, and they're trying to make it obviously much more appealing.
Yes.
To migrate there. Now, with regards to the overall IELTS band, what is it?
Well, they've done something interesting, and you can look this up. We'll put the links on the show notes page. But essentially, they have decided, in their infinite wisdom, to split the IELTS. You know, there's 4: reading, writing, arithmetic? No. Reading, writing, speaking, and listening.
That's it.
So here's the bit.
Yes.
If you get, and you look on the occupation list and see if the occupation is eligible for the English concession. If so, the concessional rates are overall 5. However, depending on the list that your occupation is on, you might be able to get down to 4 in speaking, 4 in listening, and anything you want in reading and writing.
No minimum.
First example I've seen of where they've done that. So speaking and listening, so it's the mouth skills would be the 4, and the reading and writing, where most of the time, what did I do? Is that something funny?
Never.
Never. The eyesight skills of the reading and writing, which usually folks from other countries find more difficult, is
true,
less.
True. Very good.
So,
well, that's a little bit easier.
Now, there's the other thing. This the demonstrating qualifications and experience. This gets complicated.
Okay, this is amazing. Let's have a crack.
You got to start with a skill level.
Okay, naturally skill level from 1 to 3. So they've categorised these in accordance to the skill levels. So overseas workers filling any Northern Territory designated area migration agreement occupations that are not on the Australian government short-term occupation list, medium and long-term, or regional list must meet the following requirements.
Here we go.
That's quite broad.
That's quite complicated.
It is.
Keep going.
So
you're doing great.
undergo a skills verification.
A what?
Ready? Here we go.
What?
A skills verification. Regional area nominated registered training organisation.
Now that's a mouthful. A skills verification regional area nominated registered training organisation. Say that 5 times.
No, I couldn't. So that's what some other version of their Northern Territory's own little skills assessment that they're going to undertake.
Themselves.
Yes.
How about that?
So okay,
it's free, by the way. There's no fee for that.
Oh well, all right.
Unlike most skills assessments.
Ooh, big bucks. Meet the skill level as defined in ANSCO and have at least 2 years post-qualification work experience. So that's interesting.
That's, once again, just like the 482, the students are getting the short end of the stick on that one, because getting 2 years after you graduate, unless you're very lucky on a 485 and get a job immediately after you graduate, you take off your cap and gown and you put on your apron or whatever.
That's it.
It's going to be hard to get to. So once again, the students are not all that...
Not that well off, yes.
But tell them about skill level 4.
Well, then once we proceed down to skill level 4, overseas workers seeking to be nominated to fill occupations listed in the table below must have at least a relevant Australian qualifications framework diploma or equivalent or higher level qualification. This is the best part, and at least 1 year, which is at 20 hours per week, relevant post-qualification experience. So it's a little easier.
Yep, but here we go again. The 2 years work requirement for the normal 482 and the SBS stream is 35 hours a week or more, just as it is for the 3 hours for the RSMS or the ENS. However, we're back to 20 hours a week for the Northern Territory's definition of what full-time work is for the work requirement for this. But you know, again, whether this replaces the department's requirements for those 2 years.
We're yet to find that one out, aren't we? I can't wait till we find out who's successfully lodged it.
Well,
we're going to see. And done so very quickly.
So that is sort of our recap of the DAMA.
Yes.
And at this point, everyone's talking about it. It will be interesting to see what the results are. Who's going to get grants, how the nominations are going to be done. The Northern Territory is promising 10 days turnaround time.
Provided everything's uploaded.
That's it. So 10 days to do that. That's pretty quick.
Yes. Now, other things that we need to mention is that this is interesting. We have concessions on salary because there is a concession.
Right.
So not only
for certain occupations.
For certain occupations. So always refer to the legislation. Not only are there concessions for the English, there isn't a concession on the Skilling Australia Fund.
The SAF.
So my kind of point there is...
we talked about this before
the
the show.
I thought, well, it's a wonderful way.
You've got an idea.
I've got an idea of a cash grab. Ooh. I don't know. Is it or not?
Could it be?
Could it be?
All those nominations flowing in for waiters, bartenders, baristas, and therapy
up
beauty
to the
advisors.
Northern Territory,
and that's a lot of SAF.
That's a lot of SAF.
I wonder how much of that SAF is going to end up in the Northern Territory.
Well, it needs it. That's for sure.
Well, sure it does.
That's why we've got all these. That's why we have the DAMA It's because there are skill shortages. So
That's it.
interesting work. But yeah, no, one of my personal opinions is it's a wonderful way to spread out the SAFE. Yeah. So anyway, but it's hopefully it's a win-win.
There you have it. Well, that's our show on the DAMA.
Yes.
DAMA.
The Dharma.
We'll figure that
The
out.
Llama.
That's right.
The Llama Dharma.
That's
Everyone.
it. We hope you've enjoyed the show.
We do.
If you have any comments, questions, concerns, please let us know. We welcome your comments, either on the forums or you can send the email in the show notes below. Either way, we're happy to be with you and look forward to seeing you again next week.
Stay tuned.
I'm Mark Northam.
I'm Monica Gruszka.
And this is The Migration Show. We'll see you next week.
See you.
This episode of The Migration Show is sponsored by Christopher Levingston & Associates.
Yes, Christopher is a credited immigration lawyer and has been for many years, and he has a wonderful offer for all you registered migration agents or anyone else in the field who needs a review on a failed AAT case.
That's it. If you have had an AAT case that did not get a positive result, Christopher has a standing offer for all RMAs to give you a free review of that case and give you advice as to whether there may be possibilities of taking it to the federal court or elsewhere. So if you have a unsuccessful AAT case or any other question, please send it to Christopher by email.
Yes, email is christopher@levingston.com.au, christopher@levingston.com.au.